Hi, I'm Kitt and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to do an advice column. You guys have been asking for this. I asked on my Instagram if you needed any advice and you all sent in your requests. So I'm just going to take them one by one and we're going to go as far as we can. If you have not already, please subscribe. I'm on my way to 100,000. Subscribe, like, share, all of those things. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. First one, how do I deal with anxiety between parenting, endometriosis, unemployment, no income, and hospital bills? I feel like I'm losing my mind. Honestly, I have found a therapist very, very beneficial to me, and I think you would benefit from that. So if you are able to get free therapy, there are some, like if you Google, you'll be able to find therapists that offer the service for free, and they're just as good as the ones that you pay for. There's also therapists that offer services at a very, very subsidized price. So whatever your price point, you'll be able to find a therapist. So please engage one and find a way. They give you tools to navigate that kind of, that kind of stress and situation. Okay, so my uncle got a transfer to Nairobi 3 years ago. He requested my mom to, I just know where this is going. He requested to be hosted by my mom for a week or two as he looked for a house. 3 years later, he's still living in the house. Oh my God. My uncle rarely ever supports in anything. My mom lost her job during the pandemic. For like 5 months, she was jobless, and not a single time did my uncle step in. My dad doesn't want my uncle to keep staying there. He has also told my mom, he says he can't be feeding him, and yet he's also feeding his family. So my mom also feels burdened. By the way, this uncle has a job and he doesn't pay anything. So I'm going to give an example from what my mom did. She literally said, at the end of this month, you have to move out. And anybody who didn't find, and she said it to my uncles as well, my uncle, my aunties, and anybody who didn't find a job or didn't find a place to live, honestly, that was not going to be any more of her concern. She had housed people, I think, for 4 years, 5 years, and she was like, it's enough. So your mom just has to honestly get the courage to be like, at the end of this month, I will need you to leave, and that will be that. And it doesn't matter if he doesn't have a place to stay. He's a full-grown adult. He will not sleep in the street. He knows that there's a place to stay. He's taking advantage of your mother. He's taking advantage of your father. And it just, I don't know if you can handle it, but you can help. You can tell your mom, honestly, just tell uncle it's enough and he can move out now, and give him that time. Yes. So just set a time limit and keep it pushing. Okay, I've been raised by my stepmother since I was 11, and I've had to sacrifice things for the importance of peace. But we all know we can only put things under the rug for too long. So the hurtful things she did to me and my sister and I really do bother me, and I'm grown now, so I'm not under her care. And now she's offering help. It's hard to accept it genuinely, because I'm like, the time I needed it most, she was not offering it. My sister also has some life choices which were not as great. Now where I am in the dilemma is the same cycle to happen to my little brother who's under her care. I'm contemplating asking my dad to allow me to stay with my brother, and I'm not sure if it's the right thing. Does your dad see that there's an issue? Like, have you spoken to your dad about the problems with your stepmother? Have you also spoken to your stepmother about the issues that you had with her? Maybe she was doing the best that she could. Maybe she doesn't know that the things that she was doing were mean, or the things that she was saying were mean. Some people just think that's the way to raise children. So I would recommend speaking to her, and now that you're a grown-up and you're not under her care, and be like, these are some of the things that happened that didn't work for me. Maybe you're not even looking for, oh, I'm sorry, but just a way to kind of get it off your chest and let her know that saying such things are not okay. So maybe inherently she's not an evil person, because what you've said, like, she's trying to help you. So maybe she's not an evil person, but the things that she said you felt like were mean to you. I don't know if that makes sense. Having identified what you want to do as a business opportunity, how do you sell it online, having had all the products ready? How do you know that those are the products you want to sell when that self-doubt kicks in after you have everything ready? How does one avert it and take that step to market and grow a brand? So one thing that Martin has taught me about business is just start. Like, wherever you are, with whatever you have, just start. It doesn't matter what you're selling, there's a market for it. There's a market for rocks, there's a market for expensive handbags, there's a market for air. They were selling air sometime in China, were they not, Mitch? Do you remember that?
I think so.
Yeah, so people sell anything, so it doesn't matter what you're selling, there's somebody who will buy it. Now, how do you grow a brand? This is a marketing question. So you first you need to look at, what are you offering people? Like, why are you offering it to them? No, what are you offering people? And then, why are you offering it to them? Like, what is your brand promise? Like, I promise these are the cheapest bags, or these are the best quality bags, or these are the, whatever it is that you're offering. You go forth with that, and then just keep pushing, like, consistency, so that people can trust that you will stay the course of time. You know, you will stay selling the good quality bags 1 year from now, 5 years from now, 25 years from now. Guys like a stable brand. Yeah, that said, you yourself could be the brand. So if you remain consistent and true to yourself, people buy authenticity. Yeah, so whatever it is that you have, don't worry about it, just go sell it. If it doesn't work out, pivot. You are not stuck, you're not married to whatever things that you're selling. You can always change. My dad and brother never get along. My dad is always complaining about him being lazy and just wanting to have fun. Dad says he has never seen his school results. He's in 4th year now. Wow. And my brother has been lying about getting help money. I'm in the between, though my brother and I have never had a really good sibling relationship. I once tried to talk to him, but he told me I don't understand. How do I go about it? And my mom is constantly posting things on Facebook or WhatsApp about how she's tired and she's trying. How do I go about this? Now, as a sibling, I always try to let my siblings have their own relationship with my parents, because even me, I'm navigating my relationship with my parents. Like, I cannot navigate my relationship and also my siblings' relationships. So if my sister is doing something, or my other sister is doing something, and my father is complaining about it, I'll be like, well, yeah, that's tough. And then I'm like, I'm not involved. I can offer a solution, but I'm actually not involved. It's not my burden to carry. So I really encourage you to drink water, mind your business, and step in if your brother needs you. But then, other than that, I don't think you need to really be carrying the problems of the family in the way that you are. It's not really fair to yourself. So back off, take care of yourself, you know, kind of self-care. What are the pros and cons of having a house manager who commutes as opposed to a live-in, especially with kids? I find it very freeing when my living area is free of staff in the evening, because sometimes we just want to chill. I'm in my 90s, sometimes I'm even in my underwear because the children have gone to sleep. It's just me and Martin chilling in the living room. Like, I can wear whatever I want. When there is like a housekeeper in the house, then that's not really possible. So my house is never fully my house, only in the weekend. So I found it very beneficial for us to have somebody who commutes. Even if we have children, we don't need we don't need childcare at night because the children sleep. So we don't need the housekeeper or we don't need a nanny at night to do anything. So maybe sleep train your children, and then you know, you don't need to have somebody working until 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. Then that way everybody is settled by 7 and you're just chilling, you know. I am a single mom of 3. I have recently met a 41-year-old single dad of 2 boys. Now we have known each other for 3 months and he's a great guy, but we haven't introduced the kids yet. Here is my dilemma. He wants to introduce me to his relatives, aunts and cousins, and take me to his parents next month. Is it too soon? Is there a standard time people should date? Honestly, there's no standard time. Whatever you feel in your heart is correct. Whatever you feel, I like this person and I would love to meet his cousins and I would love to meet his parents. I think we put a lot of weight on meeting parents, whereas we think after I've met his parents, the next step is marriage. Meeting parents is meeting parents. Imagine. At the end of the day, if you're going around saying, yeah, this is my hobby because his family knows me, you're clowning. So meeting parents is just meeting parents. Go and meet the parents, and if it doesn't work out, that's okay. You move on. At least you would have maybe made a friend or met somebody, you know, met new people at least. Yeah, so go ahead and do that. That's fine. Go be introduced. So I have nieces and nephews who are unruly when visiting, with an entitlement that they are at their relative's house and they do as they please. How do I politely say no to relatives who insist on dumping their children at my house during the holidays? No, I'm not able to take them right now. No, I'm sorry, I'm not able to take them. No, I'm afraid I'm not able to take them. You know, there's something to be said about laying down a boundary and then just holding it lovingly, and it doesn't matter what they say. You just be like, honestly, I'm not able to take them, I'm sorry, not this time. No, I'm not able to take them. And you know what, the thing about people is, the more you say no, the less they start asking. they'll just be like, eh, Kitt always says no, let me not even ask. But just say no and hold the boundary. And don't be afraid of looking bad. That's the issue with us. We are always afraid of looking bad. Oh, what will they say about me? Let them say whatever they will say about you, but you'll have peace of mind. All right, I am 23 years old and I'm looking for attachment. I want to hunt, but at the same time I want to hunt for a job to get experience and financial independence. But at some point I feel stuck. Some of my age mates are already learning. Is this okay to feel this way? I feel like I am moving slowly. Well, the fact of the matter is, you might be moving slowly or you might be moving quickly. But when you compare, that's where your joy is stolen. And right now with social media, you're able to see everybody doing everything. So you know, people who are 19 are billionaires, or people who are 10 years old are millionaires because of social media and because of what they do. But that doesn't mean that you yourself, you're moving slowly. You're moving at your pace. And at 23 years old, you are so young. you have so much life ahead of you. I would not focus a lot on what other people are doing. You need to really hone in and focus inwards. What am I doing? Where am I going? What, you know, and do what's best for you. Forget about your friends. That's their journey. You're on your own journey. As a trained child psychologist, please tell me what your recommended age for enrolling kids to school is. I have a 2-year-old and I'm expecting another one next month. I like to plan ahead and maintain sanity in my house, but I can't see how my household will run in August when I am back on leave and my nanny should tend to the 2 of them. I would rather we spend money on school fees than on an extra set of hands for help around the house. You know what? I find this so odd that people want to have, like, what's happening in your homes that you people need to have two housekeepers, a housekeeper and a nanny. Like, what's going on in your house? For us growing up, we never experienced that. We always had one person who would be the nanny and the housekeeper, and it didn't matter if there was 3 children. But there's a level of busyness that we are currently as a generation around children, whereas there must be always someone literally either entertaining the child, feeding the child, putting the child to sleep. It's a lot of work we have created for ourselves, and I don't know how we got here. I don't know. I have 2 children. I have always only had one nanny and housekeeper, and I've never felt the need to have 2. But I mean, if you feel like your children are like running all over the place and they actually need that support, okay. I just find it really, really hard work. I would rather pay one person more, you know, to be able to do both roles. That said, you can put your child in school at any age. Now it depends on the type of school that you put them in. For a 2-year-old, they'll be going to playgroup. They're going to school, they'll play, they'll eat, they'll poop, they'll nap. Then they'll come home. That's what you're paying for. And go ahead and do that. If you want one child out of the house, it absolutely creates a sense of orderliness when one is out and then they come back. So yeah, go do that. Pay for them to go to school. Now learning, I believe should not start until a child is 6. That's the recommended. But in Kenya, we start teaching them from a very, very early age. So yeah. We are 3 girls. The oldest is 29 and I'm the youngest, turning 25. Our dad got sick and our mom died in 2013. Oh man. So we have been taking care of our dad. Our uncle is our guardian. He literally never lets us make any decisions. In his eyes, we are still babies. We can't give our opinion on anything, even matters concerning our household. My question is, how do we gain our independence? I recommend talking to your dad about this and telling him to write it in a will who should have powers of attorney, because this uncle sounds like the one who will take everything if God forbid something happens to your dad and he passes away. You need to put all this stuff legally so that you make the decisions for your dad rather than his brother. Now, if he wants his brother to make the decisions, again, he needs to put that in writing so that you're not fighting about it. But the will, he needs to leave stuff to you guys. Otherwise, this is the uncle who will take everything, I promise you. So from a legal standpoint, this is a bad situation that you need to rectify as soon as you possibly can. How to gain independence in your own home? You don't have to run anything through your uncle. Buying stuff, nothing needs to be run through him. If he is controlling your father's finances, again, you need to take that off him legally so that it's you guys who are doing that. Again, by your father's request so that he knows it's actually not you doing it. It's your dad, you know? So maybe he will respect his brother or his brother-in-law more than he respects you guys. So my baby daddy was abusive and he totally refused to be in the life of our children. He has sent less than 10,000 in the last 5 years and has only seen the boys twice. I took up the matter with the children's office. He refused to show up. Now, what I want is to have full custody of my children till they are 18, like a court order to not access my children anytime he wants. Okay, so 2 things are happening here. It sounds like you're trying to protect your children in that you don't want their father to just come in and out of their life. It sounds that way, and I completely acknowledge what you're saying and how you feel. But the truth of the matter is you're probably wanting to punish him for being absent by him not accessing the children at his convenience. Now that sounds awful. That sounds like, no, Kitt, that's not what she's saying. If you think about it, that's what you're saying. You're saying, because he's absent, I don't want him to just come and go at his convenience. Because how dare he, right? He should be in their lives, he should pay their school fees, he should do ABC, You can't make him do any of that stuff. When the children see him, they like it, right? When they don't see him, they miss him. Now, them not seeing him, does it hurt them or help them? So that's one side. You need to think about that. Remove your ego from the equation, because it's really, I can't even imagine the struggle and the difficultness that comes with. It sounds horrible and painful, and I completely acknowledge that. I spoke to a lawyer. You want to have full custody of your children on the grounds that their father is negligent. It's a long uphill battle to prove that he is negligent and to get the custody. But if he is negligent and he's absent, allow him to be absent and don't consider that he is around. Whatever decisions you need to take them on your own. You don't need his approval, you don't need his support. Just move on with your life. Just allow him to be absent. He's not there, he doesn't exist. Because proving that going to court is such a long, painful, expensive venture that you might literally want to slit your wrists doing it. You'll be like, why am I doing all this? And he's still not even here. It doesn't matter at the end of the day, you know? So I would recommend just allow him to be absent. Don't do anything about it. Don't even focus on him, and just move on with your life with the children. Do you think it's okay to marry a man that I don't really love that much? There's a man I've dated for almost 3 years. I don't have strong love for him. I feel like I resent him a lot. But he's very supportive, caring, and generous. And when it comes to how he treats me, I'm the apple of his eye. But he's not that way to me. And I fear letting him go, because many people that I ask tell me that I should marry a man that loves me and not the one I love. So I asked this person, why do you resent him? And she said, I don't like his personality at large. His problem-solving style, he prefers ghosting. How he's easily influenced by friends, his grooming, and how he spends money. You don't like this person at all? How have you been with this person for 3 years? You don't even like him. I wonder if you love him. Wait, did she say that? I don't love him that much. You don't love him? You don't like him? Girl, these are glaring differences. You should not marry this person. Don't marry this person. And it doesn't matter if he adores you. These are the things that lead you already resent him, and he prefers to ghost. That's not okay. That's not okay, guys. Yeah, so my take, don't marry him. I am considering whether to keep searching or continue with my business. It's a legal consultancy. I love the freedom being my own boss gives me, but I want the financial security and benefits that being employed brings. I get it, I understand. Also, I sometimes have imposter syndrome and self-sabotage, because I find it hard to reconcile who people say I am, who is a great legal mind, and the scared little girl within. So I haven't sent as many proposals as I ought to. I was bullied in primary school because I came from a lower social class, and I think that's where my imposter syndrome comes from. Is it possible to do both? Is it possible to be employed and also have this business on the side? If it is, then you can actually have your cake and eat it. If it's not, I would recommend staying with your legal consultancy, because it seems like you're very, very good at that. So every morning when you wake up, this is what I do. I just look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, you're so great, you're wonderful, you're so great, you're wonderful, until I believe it. Fake it until you make it. Because in this world, literally, if you're not your own cheerleader, nobody's going to cheerlead for you, girl. Okay, last one. I was living with my ex and we had 2 children. We separated in 2019 and he has never provided for the kids. Reason being, he doesn't talk to them or see them. He expects me to call him to talk to his children and arrange for how he sees them. Is his excuse of not providing because he doesn't talk or see his kids valid? No, of course it's not valid. This is a deadbeat dad, and stop disturbing him. You're really irritating him. You need to move on. honestly, move on with the children. And if you cannot afford to have the children, give the children to him. I have spoken about this at great length. Ladies, if you're not able to provide for the children that you have, and your babe and the children's father is, leave the children with him, and you operate as a mom who sees their children in the weekend. You can take them to village market, eat chips, eat sausage, bring the children back. You're the fun parent. Right now, you're the stressed parent. It can be his turn. You don't have to actually keep the children with you. And especially if he's an amazing dad but a lousy partner, give the children to him. It sounds callous and very difficult to do, but when you think about it, men have been doing this for millennia. That's why they can have so many children, because it's not their burden what happens with those children. And they can use flimsy excuses like, I don't see the children, I don't talk to them, so why should I provide? He's trying to hurt you with that saying, because he knows that you need for him to provide for the children. But if you don't care, move on. I hope this has helped. I'm going to continue part 2 next week, but I really hope this has helped. And if I haven't answered your question, I'm going to answer it in part 2. Till next time, bye.